Thank you, Laska Hirlock. You're very welcome, Minister. Councillor Ben Dalton O'Sullivan in Cork County Council and a number of other independent councillors around the country have asked me to raise this very important issue. There has been much discussion in both houses regarding this, our second winter with COVID, and while it is not known yet whether we'll find a way to live with the virus or finally kick it, there's one threat that winter will always bring, and that is the cold. We're touching the bottom of the thermometer in some places of the country these days, and I know snow is on the way for others. In the face of the winter chill, our houses must be up to scratch. Doubly so as gas and energy prices rise. The energy efficiency of people's homes is as much a climate issue as it is a comfort one and a health one. That is why schemes such as the Better Warmer Energy Home Scheme are of such importance, but a scheme can only be as good as its administration, and that is why I have brought forward this commencement matter today. I recently received the following information last week from Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland. There are currently 7,280 applicants awaiting works through the Warmer Home Schemes. The average time from application date to survey completion is 14 months. The average time from application date to works completed is 26 months. I understand the works under the scheme were suspended earlier this year as per the COVID-19 health measures, but that figure does not reflect a significant backlog on account of this, which is positive. But you'll appreciate, Minister, that the 26 months from application date to works completed is over 2 years, entailed an additional 2 winters in subpower energy efficient homes. Combine this with the talk of power outages in winter to come, it paints a very bleak picture indeed. I understand that funding for the scheme has increased significantly this year, with 100 million allocated to the Warmer Home Scheme, and that the capacity of the SAI to deliver the scheme is to be expanded. My question today, Minister, is how will this funding lead to a reduction in waiting times for families on the waiting list? Will you please outline to the House the specific steps being taken by your department in their funding of the SAI or by the SAI themselves in addressing the issue? Thank you.
And thank you, Senator Keogan, for raising this important issue and for the opportunity to give an update on government action to lower the average waiting times for applicants to the Better Energy Warmer Home Scheme. The Programme for Government and the Climate Action Plan have set ambitious targets to retrofit 500,000 homes to a building energy rating of B2, cost optimal or carbon equivalent, and to install 400,000 heat pumps in existing buildings over the next 10 years. These targets represent a very significant increase in both the volume and depth of retrofit activity in Ireland. The recently published National Retrofit Plan sets out how we will achieve these targets and identifies an unprecedented €8 billion to support homeowners to retrofit their homes up to 2030. My department funds a number of grant schemes to support homeowners to improve the energy efficiency of their properties. These are administered by the Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland. Since 2000, over 450,000 homeowners have upgraded their homes with support from these schemes, representing nearly 1 home in 4 across the country. This has resulted in warmer, healthier and more comfortable homes that are easier to heat and light. The Programme for Government committed to ensuring that the retrofit programme is socially progressive with a focus on lower income households, and the Better Energy Warmer Home Scheme delivers a range of energy efficiency measures free of charge to low income households vulnerable to energy poverty. Energy poverty is influenced by a person's income, the energy efficiency of their home and the cost of the energy they use in their home. The scheme is currently available to households in receipt of either fuel allowance under the National Fuel Scheme, job seekers allowance for more than 6 months and having children under 7, family income supplement, one-parent family payment, domiciliary care allowance and carers allowance where you live with the person you are caring for. To date, over 143,000 homes have received free upgrades under the scheme. Funding for the SEAI energy poverty retrofit schemes have increased significantly to over €109 million in 2021, with €100 million allocated to the Warmer Home Scheme. This is an increase of €47 million on last year's allocation and means that almost half of the total SEAI residential and community retrofit budget is available to support people vulnerable to energy poverty. The funding will mean that more households can receive free energy efficiency upgrades, leaving them better able to afford to heat their homes to an adequate level. I've also secured additional resources this year to expand the capacity of the SEAI to deliver the scheme. And in addition, delivery capacity, supply chain has increased due to a new, broader contractor panel that commenced at the end of 2020. Every effort is being made to maximise output since construction activity in the residential sector recommenced earlier this year. The commitment will not only help in reducing our carbon emissions, but will also benefit lower-income households in many ways. Homes will be warmer, easier to heat and more comfortable, supporting improved occupant health and well-being. The households are also more protected from changes to their income or in the cost of energy. There are currently just over 7,000 homeowners on the Warmer Homes Scheme work programme. Recent data from the SEAI indicates that for homes completed in the first half of 2021, the average time from application to completion was approximately 26 months around the country. It is important to note that the average wait times have increased significantly due to the extensive COVID-19 related restrictions on construction activity in place during much of 2020, as well as between January and mid-April of 2021, when the scheme was fully paused in line with government guidelines. Wait times have also been negatively impacted by challenges associated with availability and longer lead times for materials. The SEAI has advised me that the average wait times should only ever be used as a general guide, and that wait times vary based on the demand for the scheme at the time of application, as well as other factors including the scale of works to be completed, access to the property, availability of materials and the weather. Looking to next year, Budget 2022 has allocated €202 million for the SEAI residential and community retrofit scheme, and a further €10 million for the solar PV scheme next year. Over half of this amount, €109 million, will be used to provide free energy efficiency upgrades to households that are in or at risk of energy poverty. It's estimated that over 4,500 upgrades will be provided under SEAI energy poverty schemes in 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. And, I appreciate the response, and I know it's not your department, but Minister Ryan may not have been available this morning. I'm very disappointed because 26 months is a very, very long time, particularly for those that are on the poverty line. And all of those people that can avail of these grants are on the poverty line. So they're not going to have just this winter that they're not going to be able to have any upgrades. They're going to have another winter next year and a winter after. And then they'll probably get their works done. So you're looking at 3 years before people are going to actually be able to avail of this Warmer Home Scheme. More must be done, either to reduce or zero VAT rates for those undertaking any retrofitting to make their houses warmer, that obviously can avail of schemes that are not obviously within the free scheme. So you've got to be able to do something for the people that possibly can pay for it, pay to retrofit their own homes to make them warmer. Since 2001, we've done 11 homes per week. It's certainly not a success story. So thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you, Senator. Just to say to you that, just to address your points on VAT rate, I will take that to Minister Ryan, your proposal about reducing VAT. As you know, there are two parts to the major retrofit scheme. There's a Better Energy Warmer Home Scheme, which is free, and then there's the one for people who are owner-occupiers and outside of that. And to help people to afford it, there are two parts to that. One is a grant scheme. We're now going to bring in a loan scheme as well, a cheap loan scheme to fund the other portion of the investment, because I know that many people who are working hard but don't fit into that category will be faced with a large expenditure. The idea is that they make the savings from their reduced energy bills, and they can use those to make the repayments on the loan, and I think that is important to remember. This scheme has changed enormously. It goes from a scheme which really only had about 20 million in funding per year to a scheme that's at 6 times that size. And for next year, every year it's massively increasing. It's €109 million this year for Better Energy Warmer Homes. Next year will be much larger. There will be a capital carryover from unspent money. There really was a period of time for a whole quarter of the year when all construction activity was banned and it could not be done. So it really is not just an excuse. We have a huge desire to do this. One of the most important things that any government can do is to keep poorer people home, poorer people warm in the winter in their homes, and older people who feel the cold more. It is an absolute necessity, and in the face of rising energy prices and so on, it is an absolute priority that we manage to do that. We can't achieve our climate action goals without doing this as well. We need to insulate all these homes in the country. It's an enormous project. It's 25 billion euros over 10 years. It requires 25,000 staff. It's a huge retraining going on, huge redirection of financial resources. It is a massive priority for us, and any suggestions you have, absolutely welcome if you come to my office or come to Eamon Ryan's office, because I'm the Junior Minister in this department. Thank you.